Hello dear students, good morning. Hope you all are fine and doing your studies. So today we are going to start with the same chapter number 18, body fluids and circulation. And today we are going to learn about various parts of the blood flow in heart. Okay, so the right right auricle that receives the deoxygenated blood from the body through the superior vena cava, so means from the anterior part, and the inferior vena cava from the posterior part of the body. Okay, so the deoxygenated blood is then passed from the right auricle to the right ventricle and through the auricular ventricular apparatus, okay, that guard the tricuspid valve, means having the three flaps. We have studied this, and from here the pumped into the lungs from the oxygenated through the pulmonary artery, and this oxygenated blood is then brought back to the left auricle via four pulmonary veins. Okay, you can see here, yes, it is given so beautifully. It is given the internal structure of human heart, that showing the part of the blood flow. Okay, after that the left auricle oxygenated blood goes into the left ventricle, okay, through aureolar ventricular apparatus that guarded by the bicuspid, means having two flaps, okay, or mitral valve. So the ventricles also have the chordata that is tiny cord and papillaria muscles which prevent the valve from the being pushed into auricle at the time of the ventricular contraction. Clear? By this diagram also they have explained by this figure and also by this method. Okay, and the last, the ventricle open in the large arteries and left ventricle open in the systemic aorta, and the right in the pulmonary artery, and this opening are guarded by the semilunar valves, that is known as the half moon shaped valve, okay, which prevent the blood from the returning to the ventricle one and it is forced out. Clear? Now the systematic aorta is the main distributing vessel and it distributes blood in all the part of the body. Clear? No, this is about the path of the blood flow in the heart. Now let's see how the working of the heart, means pumping action of heartbeat. Before that there is a difference between bicuspid and tricuspid valves, you can see. Now let's talk about the working of heart pumping action of heartbeat. Okay, so the cardiac cycle, that is known as the heart collect the deoxygenated blood from the various part of the body and pumps oxygenated blood to all the parts of the body, and it pumps over 7,000 liter of the blood daily, right? So working of heart that included the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of auricles and ventricles, which occurs at an advantage rate of 72 times per minute. Clear? Now this comes about 10 lakh times a day. So heart known as no holiday, means because it works all the time. So that is why we call that heart has no holiday. Only rest it get in the fraction of the second pause between the beat. Okay, so it has been calculated that heart pump about 5 liter of blood per minute, and the contraction phase of the heart is called as systole and the relaxation is called as diastole. Clear? Must remember this. Okay, so the contraction and relaxation of different part of the heart that occurs in a different order. Now the auricles and ventricles never contract simultaneously. Okay, the auricle contract first from by the ventricle systole, and ventricular systole is always followed by the ventricular diastole, and so on. Okay, so the sequences of one systole followed by one diastole is known as the cardiac cycle, and it takes 18th of the second. Action of heartbeat can be divided into a head of three phases. Okay, so in the phase 1, the arterial systole, means the relaxation phase, and phase 2, the ventricular systole, means auricle are relaxing, and the third phase, that is ventricular diastole, that means the general pause. Clear? Now here the difference between is given systole and diastole, you can see. Now let's talk about the heartbeat. So the contraction of heart, that is systole, and the relaxation of heart, that is diastole, that constitute a heartbeat. So it can be defined as a propagate walls of the muscular contraction. So at each heartbeat, ventricle pumps about 70 milliliter blood, and this volume is known as stroke volume. Okay, the heartbeat about 72 times per minute, which is known as the heart rate. It means that heart pumps about 72 multiply 70 milliliter, that is 5040 milliliter blood per minute. Okay, and this is known as the cardiac output, that is CO. This can be represented as follows. So you can see how we can represent it, that is cardiac output is equals to heart rate multiply stroke volume. Clear? Now next we having is origin of the heartbeat, means from where this heartbeat originated. Okay, so as you all know that heart has an initial or internal impulse condition system, conducting system, right? So in mammalian heart is a myogenic heart, that is heartbeat originated from a muscles. Okay, so however it is regulated by the nerves. Okay, so you know heartbeat is regulated from the muscles, from the nerves. So in the right auricle, close of the entrance of superior vena cava, a specialized, or we can say a specialized area is known as the sinus auricular node, that is SA. Okay, is present from where the impulse contraction originated. Okay, it is on this account, that is SA node is known as the peacemaker, or we can say a pacemaker also. And pacemaker is also defined as the cell or a group of the cell within a tissue that exhibiting spontaneously an electrical activity which can spread in the form of action potential and trigger contraction or other events. Clear? So this is known about the from where origin of heartbeat is occurred. Okay, now next we having is conduction of the heartbeat. So at regular interval, a wave of the contraction that originate to the sinus auricular node and spread all along the auricle. So at the junction of the right auricle and ventricle, a tissue called auricular ventricular node, that is AV node, is present, which pick up the valve of the contraction that propagate by the SV node. Okay, and the wave of the contraction then passes through the bundle of His. Okay, see here in this structure it is written bundle of His. Okay, and this bundle of His is the only direct muscular communication between the auricle and ventricle. Okay, the bundle of His passes down the interventricular spectrum and divides into two branches, one of which is distributed to each ventricle through the fine network of known as Purkinje fiber, and this is the way of contraction travels up to the ventricle. Clear? So here difference between given in SA node and AV node. Okay, now if we will talk about the heart rate, so Heart rate is the speed of heartbeat measured by the number of contraction of the heart per minute, that is BPM. Okay, a normal resting heart rate of from the adult range from 60 to 100 beats a minute. Okay, so the fitted you are, how much the fitted you are, and the lower your resting heart takes is likely to be. Okay, for example, athletes may have a resulting heart rate of 40 to 60 bpm or lower. Okay, so a normal heart rate that depends on the individual's age, body size, heart condition, whether the person is sitting or moving, or medication, or use of even at air temperature. Even emotions can have an impact on the heart rate. So for example, getting excited or scared can increases the heart rate. Clear? Yes. Now how we can calculate the heart rate? So first calculate your maximum heart rate and use the number to determine your target heart rate. Okay, then subtract your age from 220 to determine your maximum heart rate. If you are 40 for example, so your maximum heart rate is 180, so that multiply this number by 70%, so 0.7 to get your target heart rate. Okay, in the same way you can see the cardiac output also and the mechanism of cardiac cycle, that means the auricle systole, the ventricle systole and the ventricular diastole. Okay, now let's talk about the heart. Yes, heart also get blocked. Yes, so let's talk about the heart block. So counting system of heart is made up of a specialized muscle fiber. It is the bundle of hairs does not friction properly due to damage that causes enter by the mechanical injury or by the degeneration due to some disease. So then the heart which is not originated as sinal auricular node. So in this condition heart get blocked. Okay, that means bundle of his will not perform properly. Okay, the performance will stop, that is known as heart block. Yes, heart sound. Okay, so various valves present in the inlet or outlet of the ventricle regulated and the flow of the blood in the heart. So action of these valves that created the heart sound, and each heartbeat is accompanied by two heart sound, which is these sounds is we are heard by, so that sound is known as lub and dub. Okay, lub, lub and dub, dub. So the first heart sound, or we can say lub, so the heartbeat being in the auricular contraction or forcing the blood in the ventricle, so the sound will it is the dull or pronounced like la lub. Okay, yes, and second sound we having is dub. Dub means it occurs at once of the ventricular diastole and is produced by the sudden closure or the semilunar valves of the aorta and pulmonary artery. Clear? Now next we having is pulse rate. How we can measure our pulse rate? So beating of the heart is also felt to the arteries as regulated jerks, that is called pulse. Each ventricular systole start a new pulse which is repeated after every 0.8 second, and the pulse rate is therefore same of the heartbeat rate. So pulse proceed as a wave of the expansion throughout the arteries and which disperse to the in the capillary, and it can be felt in the region where arteries are present is superficially, as the radial artery in the wrist and temporal artery in the front of the ear. Okay, and common cardiotary artery is in the neck. Okay, so next we having is regulation of heartbeat or cardiac activity. So we know that it can be done by our nerves control, the hormonal control, chemical control, right? So all these things. Now when we will talk about the blood vessels, so we will go for the arteries and veins function, and also our blood made up of the the blood vessels can be artery. Yes, it is divided in three parts: blood vessels, that is arteries, veins, and next we having is capillary. Okay, so these three can play a very important role. So at last you have given here the arteries and veins difference between. Okay, now in the next we will continue. Okay, so today I am ending here. So in the next class we will know about what is double circulation or pulmonary and systematic circulation. Okay, yes, now I am ending. Till that you have to study. Thank you.